so true. Still she wonders what we're meant to be. Where's love? Where's the answer to this mystery? Is it more than just a lot of talk? Oh yes, I know that it's more than something in the dark. Oh yes, I know. She could hide, no, she don't want to leave, because I know if there's one love in her world, it's me. Yes, I know. Oh, oh, I know. Yes, I know. That supernatural love. Still it's true, love I found. I can feel it coming down. It's so clear to me now. What did I know? Yes, I know. What did I know? Yes, I know. There is no one who can touch this woman like I know. And she will always come to me. Oh yes, I know. She knows I can make it right, just like I know. She will be with me tonight. Yes, I know. Oh, baby. I know, I know, I know, I know. Hey, sugar. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know all about you, baby. I know all about your loving, girl. I know all about your kissing, sugar. I know all about you, baby.
Yeah. If you wanna boogie, forget it, baby. 'Cause there's a time to boogie, but it's time to get down. If you wanna boogie, forget it, baby. 'Cause there's a time to boogie, but just stop and look around. Now if you're sitting in your chair, then you got it all wrong. If you're on the floor and dancing, then you understand the song. Horn! Get the feeling from the music. Don't go to outer space. Get the feeling from the music. Put a smile on your face. Take your time and feel the music. This ain't no kind of race. Once you feel the funky music, you're in a happy place. Well, 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 wow! If you wanna boogie, forget it, baby. 'Cause there's a time to boogie, but it's time to get down. If you wanna boogie, forget it, baby. 'Cause there's a time to boogie, but just stop and look around. Now if you're sitting in your chair, then you got it all wrong. If you're on the floor and dancing, then you understand the song. Get the feeling from the music. Don't to outer space.
Get down, get down.
Get the feeling from the music.
Get the feeling.
Put a smile on your face. Take your time and feel the music. This ain't no kind of race.
Slow down, slow down.
Once you feel the funky music,
Forget about the boogie.
you're in a happy place.
Take it down.
Ooh, if you wanna boogie, forget it, baby. 'Cause there's a time to boogie, but it's time to get down. If you wanna boogie, if you wanna boogie, this ain't no time to boogie, 'cause it's time to get down. Ooh, if you wanna boogie, forget it, baby. This ain't no time to boogie. This ain't no time to boogie. If you wanna boogie, if you wanna boogie, there's a time to boogie. There's a time to get down.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Now if there's a smile on my face, it's only there trying to fool the public. But when it comes down to fooling you, now honey, that's quite a different subject. Don't let my glad expression give you the wrong impression. Really, I'm sad. Oh, sadder than sad. You're gone and I'm hurting so bad. Like a clown, I pretend to be glad. Now there's some sad things known to men, but ain't too much sadder than the tears of a clown when there's no one around. Oh yeah, baby. Now if I appear to be carefree, it's only to camouflage my sadness. In order to shield my pride, I've tried to cover this hurt with a show of gladness. But don't let my show convince you that I've been happy since you decided to go. Oh, I need you so. I'm hurt and I want you to know. But for others I put on a show. Ooh, oh, there's some sad things known to man, but ain't too much sad than the tears of a clown when there's no one around. Oh yeah. Just like Pagliacci did, I try to keep my sadness hid, smiling in the public eye. But in my lonely room, I cry the tears of a clown when there's no one around. Oh yeah, baby. Now if there's a smile on my face, don't let my glad expression give you the wrong impression. Don't let this smile I wear make you think that I don't care. Really, I'm sad.
In a little while from now, if I'm not feeling any less sour, I promise myself to treat myself and visit a nearby tower. And climbing to the top, will throw myself off in an effort to make clear to everyone it's like when you're shattered, left standing in the lurch at a church where people are saying, my God, that's tough, she stood him up. No point in us remaining, we may as well go home, as I did on my own, alone again. Naturally, to think that only yesterday I was cheerful, bright and gay, looking forward to, but who wouldn't do the role I was about to play. But as if to knock me down, reality came around, and without so much as a mere touch, cut me into little pieces, leaving me to doubt. Talk about God in His mercy, who, if He really does exist, why did He desert me in my hour of need? I truly am indeed alone again, naturally. It seems to me that there are more hearts broken in the world that can't be mended, left unattended. What do we do? What do we do? Alone again, naturally. Looking back over the years, whatever else that appears, I remember I cried when my father died, never wishing to hide the tears. And at 65 years old, my mother, God rest her soul, couldn't understand why the only man she had ever loved had been taken, leaving her to start with a heart so badly broken. Despite encouragement from me, no words were ever spoken. When she passed away, I cried and cried all day, alone again, naturally. Alone again, naturally.
Move the Needle Radio. What's up, everybody? It's a great Tuesday to be listening to Move the Needle Radio. It's your host, Benny Liner Notes Lipson, coming to you from my studio with lots of records and lots of great music on them. Welcome, everybody. If this is your first time listening, I'm so happy to have you. And if this is a returning time for you, welcome back. You just heard from this record, Gilbert O'Sullivan. That is Alone Again Naturally, one of my favorite songs, and a song that I never had on vinyl until recently. And it's from the record called Himself. Here it is, Gilbert O'Sullivan. And let me tell you what else you heard from in that first set. You heard, to start off, Philip Bailey. This is a record I just picked up called Continuation. And Philip Bailey, somebody I used to pass up when I was record shopping. Now I'm kind of interested. Lots of funky, fun stuff here. Philip Bailey, you heard the first track, which is called I Know. You heard also from the Brecker Brothers. Boy, there are lots of brothers Brecker. This is a record back-to-back, and you heard the track If You Want a Boogie, Forget It. That was from the Brecker Brothers. And you heard from this record. This is a 12 number one hits from the 70s. This is off Motown. So you heard from Motown, The Tears of a Clown, Smokey Robinson, and The Miracles. Now, this week on Move the Needle, I wanted to pay tribute to a great songwriter, a fantastic performer, and an all-around seemingly most interesting person, Tom Lehrer, whom we lost last week at the age of 97. But certainly a mysterious performer, a small window in the 60s, or 50s and 60s, excuse me. And we're going to hear some of his records in just a little bit here on Move the Needle Radio. First, I want to play another one from that Motown record. Some great songs, obviously, from Motown. And when it says number one hits, you know what you're getting here. So let's hear this one from The Temptations. Move the Needle Radio.
Each day through my window, I watch her as she passes by. I say to myself, you're such a lucky guy. To have a girl like her is truly a dream come true. She belongs to you, but it was just my imagination running away with me. It was just my imagination running away with me. Ooh, so we'll be married and raise a family. Oh yeah. A cozy little home out in the country with 2 children, maybe 3. I tell you, this couldn't be a dream, or too real it all seems. But it was just my imagination once again running away with me. I tell you, it was just my imagination running away with me. Every night on my knees I pray, dear Lord, hear my plea. Don't ever let another take her love from me, or I will surely die. Love is heavenly when her arms enfold me. I hear a tender rhapsody, but in reality, she doesn't even know me. Just my imagination once again running away with me. Oh, I tell you, it was just my imagination running away with me. I never knew that I could be
get away with me.
Sleep late, my lady friend. Let the warm summer breeze drift through your window. Sleep late, my lady friend, and dream a dream of cielito lindo. Yeah, we had the time of our lives. We did the town, we tore it upside down. Then I walked you home, and you were all alone. Sleep late, my lady friend. Let the feel of the dance hold your hand as you lay sleeping. Sleep late, my lady friend, and dream a dream of a night worth keeping. Yeah, we had the time of our lives. We did the town, tore it upside down. Then I walked you home. Sleep late, my lady friend. Sleep late, my lady friend. Sleep late, my lady friend. Sleep late and dream of me.
Listen to the wailing of the willow. Listen to me crying on my pillow. Crying for I know my love is gone from me. Living in a world of different places, looking at a million different faces. Yet I see a face in every face I see. Love must lack a sense of humor. It laughs when other people cry. Love would love to hear the rumor that you and I have finally said goodbye. I know that every heart was made for breaking, and my love was ready for the taking. Still I won't complain, for someday love will call again. Must I take a memory as a token to replace a heart that love has broken? Will the welling willow always weep for me? Must I see her face in every face I see? Listen to the wailing of the willow tree.
Move the Needle Radio. We're going to do a track to back. That's 2 in a row off the same record. Here's Harry Nilsson.
I'm leaving here this morning, but I don't know where I've been. I'm going home to take my bath, but I'll be back again. Yeah, I'm leaving here this morning, but There's a lot of talk about the place, but I'll be back again. Yeah, I'm leaving here this morning with my eyes all open wide, and I'm awfully glad she let me come aside. Do-whack, 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 do. Oh, no, do-whack, 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 do. My eyes are getting heavy, my knees a little weak, my mouth so dry it hurts my throat when I begin to speak. Yeah, but I'm leaving here this morning with a smile upon my face. I'm beginning to think there's hope for the human race. Do-whack, 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 do. Oh, no, no, do-whack, 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 do.
Move the Needle Radio. You just heard two in a row from Harry Nilsson. That's the Aerial Ballet. And great songs from Harry Nilsson. I actually pulled him out for last week's episode, and we never got to it. So we just heard two from Harry Nilsson there. And before that, who did you hear from? Oh. Well, I can't find the record. Well, anyway, Move the Needle Radio. I really want to get to this part of our show today. It's an honor to get to play this man's music. In fact, here at Move the Needle Radio, you know, personally me, Benny Liner Notes Lipson, I'm a musician, and when somebody like Tom Lehrer, somebody who I really love, passes away, it's impossible for me to get an entire show together that week of all his music and say, oh my God, you know, everybody come out and check out this guy. We're going to memorialize him. But this is something I can do. I can play his music here for my listeners, streaming wherever you are in the world, and we can celebrate his music and anybody's music for that matter. But I want to play this from Tom Lehrer. This is a little bit, you'll get to hear his introduction. And let's get to it now on Move the Needle Radio.
I'd like to take you now on wings of song, as it were, and try and help you forget, perhaps for a while, your drab, wretched lives. Here's a song all about springtime in general, and in particular about one of the many delightful pastimes that the coming of spring affords us all. Spring is here, a spring is here. Life is Skittles and life is beer. I think the loveliest time of the year is the spring. I do, don't you? Of course you do. But there's one thing that makes spring complete for me, and makes every Sunday a treat for me. All the world seems in tune on a spring afternoon when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. Every Sunday you'll see my sweetheart and me as we poison the pigeons in the park. When they see us coming, the birdies all try and hide, but they still go for peanuts when coated with cyanide. The sun's shining bright, everything seems all right when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. La la, la 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 la. We've gained notoriety and caused much anxiety in the Audubon Society with our games. They call it impiety and lack of propriety and quite a variety of unpleasant names. But it's not against any religion to want to dispose of a pigeon. So if someday you're free, why don't you come with me and we'll poison the pigeons in the park. And and maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two while we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We'll murder them all amid laughter and merriment, except for the few we take home to experiment. My pulse will be quickening with each drop of strychnine we feed to a pigeon. It just takes a smidgen to poison a pigeon in the park. About a maid I'll sing a song, sing rickety-tickety-tin. About a maid I'll sing a song who didn't have her family long. Not only did she do them wrong, she did every one of them in. She did every one of them in. One morning in a fit of pique, sing rickety-tickety-tin. One morning in a fit of pique, she drowned her father in the creek. The water tasted bad for a week, and we had to make do with gin, we had to make do with gin. Her mother she could never stand, sing rickety-tickety-tin. Her mother she could never stand, and so a cyanide soup she planned. The mother died with a spoon in her hand, and her face in a hideous grin, her face in a hideous grin. She set her sister's hair on fire, sing rickety-tickety-tin. She set her sister's hair on fire, and as the smoke and flame rose higher, danced around the funeral pyre, playing a violin, oh Lynn, playing a violin. She weighted her brother down with stones, rickety-tickety-tin. She weighted her brother down with stones and sent him off to Davy Jones. All they ever found were some bones and occasional pieces of skin, occasional pieces of skin. One day when she had nothing to do, sing rickety-tickety-tin. One day when she had nothing to do, she cut her baby brother in two and served him up as an Irish stew, and invited the neighbors in, invited the neighbors in. And when at last the police came by, sing rickety-tickety-tin. And when at last the police came by, her little pranks she did not deny. To do so she would have had to lie, and lying she knew was a sin, lying she knew was a sin. My tragic tale I won't prolong, rickety-tickety-tin. My tragic tale I won't prolong, and if you do not enjoy my song, you've yourselves to blame if it's too long. You should never have let me begin. You should never have let me begin. One very familiar type of song is the Christmas carol, although it is perhaps a bit out of season at this time. However, I am informed by my disc jockey friends, of whom I have none, that in order to get a song popular by Christmas time, you have to start plugging it well in advance, so here goes. It's always seemed to me, after all, that Christmas, with its spirit of giving, offers us all a wonderful opportunity each year to reflect on what we all most sincerely and deeply believe in. I refer, of course, to money. And yet none of the Christmas carols that you hear on the radio or in the street even attempts to capture the true spirit of Christmas as we celebrate it in the United States. That is to say, the commercial spirit. So I should like to offer the following Christmas carol for next year as being perhaps a bit more appropriate. Christmas time is here, by golly, disapproval would be folly. Deck the halls with hunks of holly, fill the cup and don't say when. Kill the turkeys, ducks, and chickens, mix the punch, drag out the dickens. Even though the prospect sickens, brother, here we go again. On Christmas Day you can't get sore, your fellow man you must adore. There's time to rob him all the more, the other 360 of war. Relations sparing no expense'll send some useless old utensil or a matching pen and pencil, just the thing I need. How nice. It doesn't matter how sincere it is, nor how heartfelt the spirit. Sentiment will not endear it. What's important is the price. Hark, the Herald Tribune sings, advertising wondrous things. God rest ye merry merchants, may ye make the Yuletide pay. Angels we have heard on high tell us to go out and buy. So let the raucous sleigh bells jingle, hail our dear old friend Kris Kringle, driving his reindeer across the sky. Don't stand underneath when they fly by.
Move the Needle Radio, and you're hearing from Tom Lehrer, a great musical satirist who left us on this earth, at least. His music has certainly not left us, and we are so honored to be playing his music here at Move the Needle Radio. And you heard, let's see, what did we start with there? An Evening with Tom Lehrer. Got a few records here. So, An Evening with Tom Lehrer, you heard the opening track, Poisoning Pigeons in the Park. And then you heard from songs by Tom Lehrer, you heard the song The Irish Ballad. I really like that one, Rickety Tickety Tin. And then another one from An Evening Wasted with Tom Lehrer. This is A Christmas Carol, and you heard many songs combined about the capitalism Christmas we celebrate here in America. My name is Benny Liner Notes Lipson, and I want to read some liner notes. We're about to hear a song from this Tom Lehrer record. That Was the Year That Was. And I want to read the opening. Yes, Tom Lehrer is here again with more of the tasteless japes and tired wheezes, which only a few years ago elicited from critics comments ranging from competent, Variety, to occasionally amusing, New York Times. Once again, lead and rapier in hand, he strides out fearlessly in search of adversaries to skewer, making sure that they had already down. For details of Mr. Lehrer's lurid past, the reader is referred to previous record jackets. For the benefit of latecomers, here is a brief synopsis. Following a number of years of teaching and graduate study in mathematics and statistics at Harvard University, he spent a few years performing in nightclubs and concert halls certain allegedly humorous songs which he had composed during periods when fits of ebullition interfered with his academic lucubration. In 1960, after a 4-month concert tour of Australia, New Zealand, and Britain, he retired from performing and returned to academic life. During the intervening years, he has continued his graduate work and has been teaching miscellaneous courses at Harvard and MIT. At present, he is still engaged in these dubious pursuits. Well, this is a television show that was on NBC. That was the week that was. And 9 of these songs on this record are from that show. Tom Lehrer, a fantastic satirist. You've heard so many. Let's hear 2 in a row from That Was the Year That Was. Certainly stuff that can still apply today. This is Werner von Braun and then the Vatican Rag. Here at Move the Needle Radio, let's kick it off.
And what is it that put America in the forefront of the nuclear nations? And what is it that will make it possible to spend $20 billion of your money to put some clown on the moon? Well, it was good old American know-how, that's what. As provided by good old Americans like Dr. Werner von Braun. Gather round while I sing you of Werner von Braun, a man whose allegiance is ruled by expedience. Call him a Nazi, he won't even frown. Nazi schmatzi, says Werner von Braun. Don't say that he's hypocritical. Say rather that he's apolitical. Once the rockets are up, who cares where they come down? That's not my department, says Werner von Braun. Some have harsh words for this man of renown, but some think our attitude should be one of gratitude, like the widows and cripples in old London town, who owe their large pensions to Werner von Braun. You too may be a big hero, once you've learned to count backwards to 0. In German or English, I know how to count down. Und I'm learning Chinese, says Werner von Braun.
Here's another one from Tom Lehrer, The Vatican
Another big news
Rag.
story of the year concerned the Ecumenical Council in Rome, known as Vatican II. Among the things they did, in an attempt to make the church more commercial, was to introduce the vernacular into portions of the Mass to replace Latin and to widen somewhat the range of music permissible in the liturgy. But I feel that if they really want to sell the product in this secular age, what they ought to do is to redo some of the liturgical music in popular song forms. I have a modest example here. It's called The Vatican Rag. First you get down on your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Do whatever steps you want if you have cleared them with the pontiff. Everybody say his own Kyrie eleison, doing the Vatican Rag. Processional, step into that small confessional. They're the guy who's got religion'll tell you if your sin's original. If it is, try playing it safer. Drink the wine and chew the wafer. 2, 4, 6, 8. Time to transubstantiate. So get down upon your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Make a cross on your abdomen. When in Rome, do like a Roman. Ave Maria. Gee, it's good to see you. Getting ecstatic and sort of dramatic and doing the Vatican Rag. It seems that most of the songs that you hear these days on the radio, played by the disc jockeys, apart from rock and roll and other children's records, tend to be motion picture title songs. Apparently producers feel that we will not attend their movies unless we have the titles well drilled into our heads in advance. Of course, we don't go anyway, but at least this way they make back on the song some of what they've lost on the picture. But with the rise of the motion picture title song, we have such hits of the past few years as The 10 Commandments, Mambo, Brothers Karamazov, Cha-Cha, Incredible Shrinking Man, I Love You. I'm sure you're all familiar with these, but a few years ago, a motion picture version appeared of Sophocles' immortal tragedy, Oedipus Rex. This picture played only in the so-called art theaters, and it was not a financial success. And I maintain that the reason it was not a financial success you're way ahead of me, was that it did not have a title tune which the people could hum and which would make them actually eager to attend to this particular flick. So I've attempted to supply this, and here then is the prospective title song from Oedipus Rex.
From the Bible to the popular song, there's one theme that we find right along. Of all ideals they hail as good, the most sublime is motherhood. There was a man, though, who it seems once carried this ideal to extremes. He loved his mother and she loved him, and yet his story is rather grim. There once lived a man named Oedipus Rex. You may have heard about his odd complex. His name appears in Freud's index 'cause he loved his mother. His rivals used to say quite a bit that as a monarch he was most unfit, but still in all they had to admit that he loved his mother. Yes, he loved his mother like no other. His daughter was his sister and his son was his brother. One thing on which you can depend is he sure knew who a boy's best friend is. When he found what he had done, he tore his eyes out one by one. A tragic end to a loyal son who loved his mother. So be sweet and kind to mother. Now and then have a chat. Buy her candy or some flowers or a brand new hat. But maybe you would better let it go at that. Or you may find yourself with a quite complex, and you may end up like Oedipus. I'd rather marry a duck-billed platypus than end up like old Oedipus Rex.
It is obscenity. I'm for it. Thank you. Unfortunately, the civil liberties types who are fighting this issue have to fight it owing to the nature of the laws as a matter of freedom of speech and stifling of free expression and so on. But we know what's really involved. Dirty books are fun. That's all there is to it. But you can't get up in a court and say that, I suppose. It's simply a matter of freedom of pleasure, a right which is not guaranteed by the Constitution, unfortunately. Anyway, since people seem to be marching for their causes these days, I have here a march for mine. It's called Smut. Give me smut and nothing but a dirty novel I can't shut if it's uncut and unsut. Till I've never quibbled. If it was ribbled, I would devour where others merely nibbled. As the judge remarked the day that he acquitted my Aunt Hortense, to be smut it must be utterly without redeeming social importance. Pornographic pictures I adore, indecent magazines galore. I like them more if they're hardcore. Bring on the obscene movies, murals, postcards, neckties, samplers, stained glass windows, tattoos, anything. More, I'm still not satisfied. Stories of tortures used by debauchers, lurid, licentious, and vile, make me smile. Novels that pander to my taste for candor give me a pleasure sublime. Let's face it, I love slime. All books can be indecent books, though recent books are bolder. For filth, I'm glad to say, is in the mind of the beholder. When correctly viewed, everything is lewd. I could tell you things about Peter Pan and the Wizard of Oz. There's a dirty old man. I thrill to any book like Fanny Hill, and I suppose I always will if it is swill and really filthy. Who needs a hobby like tennis or philately? I've got a hobby, rereading Lady Chatterley. But now they're trying to take it all away from us unless we take a stand, and hand in hand we fight for freedom of the press. In other words, smut, I love it. Ah, the adventures of a slut. Oh, I'm a market they can't glut. I don't know what compares with smut. Hip, hip, hooray, let's hear it for the Supreme Court. Don't let them take it away.
Move the Needle Radio. We're hearing lots of music from Tom Lehrer. And Tom Lehrer, who grew up in New York City on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, and also went to summer camp with none other than Stephen Sondheim. There's a little fun fact from Benny Liner Notes Lipson. They're only a year apart in age, and I believe Tom was Stephen's counselor one summer at summer camp. Tom being born in 1928 was the year, so his musical influences probably were something like this. This is from Mickey Katz, and I'm going to tell you an interesting story about Mickey Katz and Tom Lehrer after we hear a couple from him. He was a performer performing comedy music along the Catskills and the Borscht Belt. Lots of humor there, and certainly a retreat for Jews where they were not allowed at other country clubs. They started their own little clubs outside a couple hours north of New York City. Here's Mickey Katz.
Well, for Mark, Boonem, and Roof, me, Hooly Billy, let it go, Barrow. She'll be coming around the Catskills when she comes. When she comes. She'll be coming around the Catskills when she comes. When she comes. Sie hat der Weist davor. Ich kenne eine Hör. She'll be coming around the Catskills when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountains when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountains when she comes. Oh, her name is Daisy Madel und sie keikelt wie a Knädel. She'll be coming around the mountains when she comes. From the butcher when she comes. She'll be coming from the butcher when she comes. Why, the butcher's name is Maish und sie gleich bei ihm die Fleisch. She'll be coming from the butcher when she comes. She'll be coming from the mikveh when she comes. She'll be coming from the mikveh when she comes. They will kosher her mit Cheshik, der Milchig, dick und fleischig. She'll be coming from the mikveh when she comes. She'll be coming from Las Vegas when she comes. She'll be coming from Las Vegas when she comes. Oh, in the Werde wächst mein Jagdes und a Bämele ist Kaktus. She'll be coming from Las Vegas when she comes. She'll be meeting kleine Rebner when she comes. She'll be seeing kleine Rebner when she comes. Oh, bei Rebner brennt a fire just because she raised desire. She'll be seeing kleine Rebner when she comes. She'll be making hulja when she comes. When she comes. She'll be making hulja when she comes. When she comes. Ein kleiner Rebner liegt der Täter, Daisy Mädel wird schon breiter. Ich muss in Kalle machen.
Let's hear another one from Mickey Katz.
Matzes and knishes, it's so delicious. Listen, you all, here's our tune. If you are flicken, there's nothing like chicken for the baby, the Bobbe and you. Sie müssen Katschki, Chapacholatschki, und morgen will Burtsche, it's true. A Gläsele Seltzer will straighten you out, if not baking soda will do. He mish und nehu, hulje kedrulje nu. He give me no choris, schlagsache purse, oi chattanooga chucha. He bob and pitcher, a stick haleva, please have some tegelach too. You take the rest for me, chulent is best for the baby, the Bobby and you. Moishe Capoeira, hoo-hoo, Cucaracha and Babiloo, Sambes and Rumbes, Kiles and Boombes, give a blues, little boy blue. Bagel and latkes, er is en gatkes, vervolte Veronicas too. I'd rather be tearing a good piece of herring with the baby, the bobby, the bobby, the baby, the baby, the bobby, and you. Woohoo!
Move the Needle Radio. Those were two from Mickey Katz. She'll be coming round the Catskills, as well as the Baby, the Bubby, and You. Mickey Katz, now he was a Yiddish musician, comedian before Tom Lehrer, and I take it Tom Lehrer got some inspiration from him. But interesting enough, a great Tom Lehrer song, Hanukkah in Santa Monica, though credited to Tom Lehrer, rumor has it Mickey Katz is the writer of the song. I can't say anything more about that. Most music preservationists have said it is a Tom Lehrer written song. I'm just going through some rumors I heard that Mickey Katz, who is also the dad of Joel Grey, if you guys like theater and were a fan of the original cast album of Cabaret, Joel Grey is a fantastic performer. And let's hear this other one. Now, Tom Lehrer, back to him, inspired by Mickey Katz, making all this great comedy music and socially poignant and relevant. This one is still relevant today, believe it or not. And because of this from Tom Lehrer, he had his records banned in lots of record stores. Of course, that only makes people want your records more. The lore of Tom Lehrer. Tom Lehrer's lore. Yeah, so we're continuing that lore here on Move the Needle Radio. We lost Tom Lehrer last week at the age of 97, and he lived the rest of his days mostly teaching math, teaching statistics at UC Santa Cruz here in California. Let's listen to this one. Speaking of beautiful places, don't be fooled, says Tom Lehrer here in America. This is Pollution.
Time was when an American about to go abroad would be warned by his friends or the guidebooks not to drink the water. But times have changed, and now a foreigner coming to this country might be offered the following advice. If you visit American City, you will find it very pretty. Just two things of which you must beware. Don't drink the water and don't breathe the air. Pollution, pollution, they got smog and sewage and mud. Turn on your tap and get hot and cold running crud. See the halibuts and the sturgeons being wiped out by detergents. Fish gotta swim and birds gotta fly, but they don't last long if they try. Pollution, pollution, you can use the latest toothpaste and then rinse your mouth with industrial waste. Just go out for a breath of air, and you'll be ready for Medicare. The city streets are really quite a thrill. If the hoods don't get you, the monoxide will. Pollution, pollution, wear a gas mask and a veil. Then you can breathe, long as you don't inhale. Lots of things there that you can drink, but stay away from the kitchen sink. The breakfast garbage that you throw into the bay, they drink at lunch in San Jose. So go to the city, see the crazy people there, like lambs to the slaughter. They're drinking the water and breathing the air.
Move the Needle Radio. You're listening to this episode all dedicated to Tom Lehrer. Well, at least this chunk, about an hour in the middle of our program today, is all Tom Lehrer music and those inspired by him or those that inspired him. So much great music from a legend, Tom Lehrer. And as I said, he was banned, or his records at least, being banned in multiple record stores because they were anti-American, sort of like that song, Pollution, you just heard. Now I want to play several in a row from An Evening Wasted with Tom Lehrer. This was recorded in Massachusetts, live in front of an audience. And I'm going to play you 4 in a row from Tom, and you get all the dialogue. You know, the show that he puts on is not just the music, but it's his dry sense of humor, delivering the openings and the closings. And I assume lots of facial expressions, which I cannot see on the record, but based on the audience's laughter, it sounds like they're into whatever he's doing. So let's hear these next 4 in a row, starting with It Makes a Fella Proud to Be a Soldier. Move the Needle Radio, it's Benny Liner Notes Lipson, more Tom Lehrer. 4 in a row to seal this portion on Move the Needle Radio.
From the United States Army, so that I am now, of course, in the radioactive reserve. And the usual jokes about the Army aside, one of the many fine things one has to admit is the way that the Army has carried the American democratic ideal to its logical conclusion, in the sense that not only do they prohibit discrimination on the grounds of race, creed, and color, but also on the grounds of ability. Be that as it may, some of you may recall the publicity a few years ago attendant upon the Army's search for an official Army song to be the counterpart of the Navy's Anchors Aweigh and the Air Force's Up in the Air, Junior Birdman, and so on. I was in basic training at the time, and I recall our platoon sergeant, who was an unfrocked Marine. Actually, the change of service had come as quite a blow to him, because it meant that he had to memorize a new serial number, which took up most of his time. At any rate, I recall this sergeant's informing me and my roommates of this rather deplorable fact that the Army didn't have no official song. And suggested that we work on this in our copious free time. Well, I submitted the following song, which is called It Makes a Fellow Proud to Be a Soldier, which I think demonstrates the proper spirit, you'll agree. However, the fact that it did not win the contest, I can ascribe only to blatant favoritism on the part of the judges. The heart of every man in our platoon must swell with pride, for the nation's youth, the cream of which is marching at his side, for the fascinating rules and regulations that we share, and the quaint and curious costumes that we're called upon to wear. Now Al joined up to do his part, defending you and me. He wants to fight and bleed and kill and die for liberty. With the hell of war he's come to grips, policing up the filter tips. It makes a fella proud to be a soldier. When Pete was only in the 7th grade, he stabbed a cop. He's real RA material, and he was glad to swap his switchblade and his old zip gun for a bayonet and a new M1. It makes a fella proud to be a soldier. After Johnny got through basic training, he was a soldier through and through when he was done. Its effects were so well rooted that the next day he saluted a good humor man, an usher, and a nun. Now, Fred's an intellectual, brings a book to every meal. He likes the deep philosophers, like Norman Vincent Peale. He thinks the Army's just the thing because he finds it broadening. It makes a fella proud to be a soldier. Now, Ed flunked out of 2nd grade and never finished school. He doesn't know a shelter half from an entrenching tool, but he's going to be a big success. He heads his class at OCS. It makes a fella proud to be a soldier. Our old mess sergeant's taste buds have been shot off in the war. but his savory collations add to our esprit de corps. To think of all the marvelous ways they're using plastics nowadays, it makes a fella proud to be a soldier. Our lieutenant is the up-and-coming type. Played with soldiers as a boy, you just can't bet. It is written in the stars, he will get his captain's bars, but he hasn't got enough box tops yet. Our captain has a handicap to cope with, sad to tell. He's from Georgia, and he doesn't speak the language very well. He used to be, so rumor has, the dean of men at Alcatraz. It makes the fella proud to be what as a kid I vowed to be. What luck to be allowed to be a soldier at ease.
More from Tom Lehrer at Move the Needle Radio.
Love song. I'm sure you're familiar with love songs on the order of He's Just My Bill, My Man, My Joe, My Max, and so on, where the girl who sings them tells you that although the man she loves is antisocial, alcoholic, physically repulsive, or just plain unsanitary, that nevertheless, she is his because he is hers, and like that. But as far as I know, there has never been a popular song from the analogous male point of view, that is to say, of a man who finds himself in love with, or in this case, married to, a girl who has nothing whatsoever to recommend her. I have attempted to fill this need. The song is called She's My Girl. Sharks gotta swim, and bats gotta fly. I gotta love one woman till I die. To Ed or Dick or Bob, she may be just a slob, but to me, well, she's my girl. In winter, the bedroom is one large ice cube, and she squeezes the toothpaste from the middle of the tube. Her hairs in the sink have driven me to drink, but she's my girl. She's my girl, she's my girl, and I love her. The girl that I lament for, the girl my money's spent for, the girl my back is bent for, the girl I owe the rent for, the girl I gave up Lent for, is the girl that heaven meant for me. So though for breakfast she makes coffee that tastes like shampoo, I come home for dinner and get peanut butter stew. Or if I'm in luck, it's broiled hockey puck. But oh well, what the hell, she's my girl, and I love her. Another familiar type of love song is the passionate or fiery variety, usually in tango tempo, in which the singer exhorts his partner to haunt him and taunt him and, if at all possible, to consume him with a kiss of fire. This particular illustration of this genre is called the masochism tango. Touch of your lips, dear, but much more for the touch of your whips, dear. You can raise welts like nobody else as we dance to the masochism tango. Let our love be a flame, not an ember. Say it's me that you want to dismember. Blacken my eye, set fire to my tie as we dance to the masochism tango. At your command, before you here I stand, my heart is in my hand. Ugh. It's here that I must be. My heart entreats. Just hear those savage beats and go put on your cleats and come and trample me. Your heart is hard as stone or mahogany. That's why I'm in such exquisite agony. My soul is on fire. It's aflame with desire, which is why I perspire when we tango. You caught my nose in your left castanet, love. I can feel the pain yet, love, every time I hear drums. And I envy the rose that you held in your teeth, love, with the thorns underneath, love, sticking into your gums. Your eyes cast a spell that bewitches. The last time I needed 20 stitches to sew up the gash that you made with your lash as we dance to the masochism tango. Bash in my brain and make me scream with pain, then kick me once again and say we'll never part. I know too well I'm underneath your spell, so darling, if you smell something burning, it's my heart. Excuse me. Take your cigarette from its holder and burn your initials in my shoulder. Fracture my spine and swear that you're mine as we dance to the masochism tango. I am reminded at this point of a fellow I used to know whose name was Henry. Only to give you an idea of what an individualist he was, he spelled it H-E-N-3-R-Y. The 3 was silent, you see. Henry was financially independent, having inherited his father's tar and feather business, and was therefore able to devote his full time to such intellectual pursuits as writing. I particularly remember a heartwarming novel of his about a young necrophiliac who finally achieved his boyhood ambition by becoming coroner. The rest of you can look it up when you get home. In addition to writing, he indulged in a good deal of philosophizing. Like so many contemporary philosophers, he especially enjoyed giving helpful advice to people who were happier than he was. And one particular bit of advice which I recall, which is the reason I bring up this whole dreary story, is something he said once before they took him away to the Massachusetts State Home for the Bewildered. He said, "Life is like a sewer. What you get out of it depends on what you put into it." It's always seemed to me that this is precisely the sort of dynamic, positive thinking that we so desperately need today in these trying times of crisis and universal brouhaha. And so with this in mind, I have here a modern, positive, dynamic, uplifting song in the tradition of the great old revival hymns. This one might more accurately be termed a survival hymn. It goes like this. When you attend a funeral, it is sad to think that sooner or later those you love will do the same for you. And you may have thought it tragic, not to mention other adjectives, to think of all the weeping they will do. But don't you worry, No more ashes, no more sackcloth, and an armband made of black cloth will someday nevermore adorn a sleeve. For if the bomb that drops on you gets your friends and neighbors too, there'll be nobody left behind to grieve, and we will all go together when we go. What a comforting fact that is to know. Universal bereavement and inspiring achievement. Yes, we all will go together when we go. We will all go together when we go. All suffused with an incandescent glow. No one will have the endurance to collect on his insurance. Lloyds of London will be loaded when they go. Oh, we will all fry together when we fry. We'll be French fried potatoes by and by. There will be no more misery when the world is our rotisserie. Yes, we all will fry together when we fry. Down by the old maelstrom, there'll be a storm before the calm, and we will all bake together when we bake. There'll be nobody present at the wake, with complete participation in that grand incineration, nearly 3 billion hunks of well-done steak. Oh, we will all char together when we char, and let there be no moaning of the bar. Just sing out a Te Deum when you see that ICBM, and the party will be come as you are. Oh, we will all burn together when we burn. There'll be no need to stand and wait your turn. When it's time for the fallout and St. Peter calls us all out, we'll just drop our agendas and adjourn. You will all go directly to your respective Valhallas. Go directly, do not pass, go, do not collect $200. And we will all go together when we go. Every Hottentot and every Eskimo. When the air becomes Uranus, we will all go simultaneous. Yes, we all will go together when we all go together. Yes, we all will go together when we go.
Move the Needle Radio. Oh my goodness, we just heard so many great Tom Lehrer songs. That was all on An Evening Wasted with Tom Lehrer. And you heard the songs It Makes a Fella Proud to Be a Soldier. You heard She's My Girl. You heard the Masochism Tango. I know that's a favorite of many. And we heard We Will All Go Together When We Go. That was the last track you just heard. An appropriate ending for the Tom Lehrer portion tonight. And if you'll notice, there's a lyric in that song, We Will All Go Together When We Go. It's something along the lines of, there'll be hunks of 3 billion well-done steaks. So this song and this record from 1960, the world population was around 3 billion then. So like less than 75 years later, we're at 7 billion or over 7 billion. So that's something I learned by listening to this Tom Lehrer. And some of the other Tom Lehrer songs you heard me play today, I'll just go through some of them. You heard the Irish Ballad. I love that one. Say rickety tickety tin. And you also heard a lot on That Was the Year That Was. You heard Pollution. You heard Smut. I love that one. That was about a real Supreme Court case, you know, trying to keep our kids safe from all that dirty stuff. Smut. And you heard Werner von Braun, who was a United States, formerly German scientist who came with some of the rocketeering the military rocketeering. You also heard the Vatican rag. Bow your head in great respect and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Tom Lehrer, very timely stuff as well too. Stuff that still rings true today. Isn't that the truth with political satire most of the time? It's just repeating itself over and over. Move the Needle Radio is here to point that stuff out. We're checking out right now a record that I recently just got. I was in New York City and I got some records there. I love this record store, Ergo Records, on, what is it, on 2nd Avenue? Yeah, 2nd Avenue and 2nd Street, basically. I just got this one, Yellow Jackets, Four Corners, and you're listening to one of those tracks right now. And I'm really excited. I also just got this record. I've never had this one on vinyl. The Turtles, Golden Hits. And this is also off a record label I like a lot, White Whale Records. Very vibey. Good stuff. Now this one is a little bit more mainstream from White Whale. And I want to check it out right now. This is Happy Together. Let's wipe it. Move the Needle Radio.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me, lose my mind. Imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together. No matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. How they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together, so happy together. And how is the weather?
You sheltered me from harm, kept me warm, kept me warm. You gave my life to me, set me free, set me free. The finest years I ever knew were all the years I had with you. And I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my home. I would give everything I own just to have you back again. You taught me how to love, what it's up, what it's up. You never said too much, but still you showed the way, and I knew from watching you. Nobody else could ever know the part of me that can't let go. And I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my home. I would give everything I own just to have you back again. Is there someone you know, you're loving them so, but taking them all for granted? You may lose them one day, someone takes them away, and they don't hear the words you long to say. I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my home. I would give everything I own just to have you back again, just to touch you once again.
Some sleepless night, if you should find yourself alone, let me be the one you run to, let me be the one you come to when you need someone to turn to. Let me be the one to set things right when this old world's turned upside down. Let me be the one you run to, let me be the one you come to when you need someone to turn to. Let me be the one for love and understanding, to find a quiet place for silent understanding, a loving touch. Come to me when things go wrong and there's no love to light the way. Let me be the one you run to, let me be the one you come to when you need someone to turn to. Let me be the one be the one. Let me be the one you run to. Let me be the one you come to. Let me be the one you run to. Let me be the one you come to when you need someone to turn to. Let me be the one.
Move the Needle Radio. You just heard one from Paul Williams, Let Me Be the One. He wrote that one with Roger Nichols. One of my favorite songs, Let Me Be the One from Paul Williams. You heard one in that set from this record first, Happy Together, that iconic Turtles record. Happy Together, obviously a big hit for the Turtles and sort of their one-hit wonder. You heard off this Phil Spector's Top 20 record, you heard Zippity Doo Dah. That's Bob B. Sox and the Blue Jeans. And I thought it was written by the Sherman Brothers. I'm not entirely sure. But that one you also heard. And you heard that Paul Williams tune. I love that. Let Me Be the One. This is from a George Harrison record I just got in New York City. And we're going to transition from the Beatles, that being George Harrison, to some Beatles from Sarah Vaughan, this record that I played a little bit of last week as well. We're going to hear You Never Give Me Your Money from Sarah Vaughan, Songs of the Beatles. Let's check it out on Move the Needle Radio.
You never give me your money. You only give me your funny paper. And in the middle of negotiations, you break down. I never give you my number. I only give you my situation. And in the middle of investigation, I break down. Out of college, money spent, see no future, pay no rent. All the money's gone, nowhere to go. Any jobber got the sack, Monday morning turning back. Yellow lorry slow, nowhere to go. I never
Move the Needle Radio. We got a special guest right here. Come on the mic.
How's it going, everyone? I got these Oh, hello. I thought you could hear me from over there. It's a pleasure to be here on Move the Needle on this hot August evening. I just had to bring my fans. The weather in this house is steamy.
Now, Summer, you've got an Indiegogo campaign. You want to say something a little bit about it right now?
I do. Hopefully you do give me your money. Great song to segue into this. I'm raising money for my debut alt-country EP, Die Strange, in a small town. I've got 10 days left on my Indiegogo. 10 days to raise donations so I can mix and master and create cover art for my EP. So if you would donate anything, I would be very appreciative.
So follow Move the Needle Radio, Move the Needle FM on Instagram and on TikTok. And we're going to hear one from Miss Summer Collins right now. I actually have a vinyl of hers.
Yes.
Let's spin it here on Move the Needle Radio.
Don't be scared of running down out of time. Baby, you're the only one who's gotta try. Make a move. If you want me, then just look into my eyes. Don't push away the things you wanna hide. 'Cause I know you got a heart that's worth the fight. Just your hand. You could make me real like a dream come true. Take me high over mountains that we never thought we'd find. There's nobody else that I could want but you. But you gotta be the one to make a move. You want a piece of my heart that's burning desire. Hold me tight and never let me go. Hold me tight and never let me go. You want a piece of my heart that's burning desire. Don't you ever let me go. Hold me tight, hold me tight. Never let me go. You want a piece of my heart that's burning desire. Hold me tight and never let me go. Hold me tight, don't you ever let me go. No, 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 no.
Move the Needle Radio. You just heard one from Summer Collins. That one was Make a Move, and this is from a previous release, but you want to check out her Indiegogo because she is releasing a full EP of great music. Thank you, Summer, for dancing and always bringing your spirit here to Move the Needle Radio. Right here, this is Summer Collins, her record, and we've got more coming if you can help us out. Thank you. Thank you so much for dropping in, Summer. Move the Needle Radio, we're getting ready to close the curtain. How about this one from an Aretha Franklin record I just got? And I really want to share it with you here at Move the Needle. It's been Benny Liner Notes Lipson, enjoying this Tuesday together.
What I got
missing you. Now what I'm gonna do is hold it right here on hot ice. Mister, can you pay the price of the postage due? It was all okay yesterday, baby. Well, it ought to be just right tonight. Oh, it was okay yesterday, baby. It ought to be just right tonight. 'Cause what I got is called a good stuff. Babe, have you got a good appetite? Yeah! How long, babe? How long, baby? How long, just how like somebody just slapped me with a nasty gym shoe. You ought to not be so funky with it. Wow! Yeah. Yeah, put it on. Throw me all the way out in the alley. Ooh, how long, baby? I need you, baby.
Move the Needle Radio. We've come to the end of our show tonight. Thank you so much to everybody listening. You just heard that one from Aretha Franklin. This one is a super cool record, and you just heard Just Right Tonight, Aretha Franklin, and the record is called Hey Now Hey, The Other Side of the Sky. You've been tapped in with Benny Liner Notes Lipson all night. Every Tuesday night I'm here with you playing some music. Tonight we got to explore the music of Tom Lehrer, the great musical satirist who passed away last week at the age of 97. Some great records and totally a unique voice. Music that is still relevant today, but written over 60 years ago. In some cases over 70 years ago. Tom Lehrer you heard from, and then you heard some other great artists, some music I just got from a record store I dig in New York City, Ergo Records. Check them out, 2nd Avenue and 2nd. That's in that, I don't know, what do you call that, NoHo area? The East Village? Anyway, that's from Ergo Records, you had a few of these new records I just got. We had Summer Collins drop in talking about her music. You can check her out. You got to search Summer and the Lovers on Instagram, as well as Spotify. Anywhere you stream music, you want to check out Summer and the Lovers. Summer Collins music, great Americana, folk, pop, country stuff. And I'm Benny Liner Notes Lipson. It's been a pleasure per usual. Be back here same time next week, next Tuesday. I love all of you and enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see each other again.